Space. The thing we have to cross. These are the voyages of the U.S.S. Horizon. Its ongoing mission, to seek out new life, to swear it was on stun the whole time, and to boldly claim we can fix it.
Welcome back, terrible listeners. Welcome to our third episode in our Star Trek Adventures Living campaign. You voted for us to return to this game. I'm Justin Ecock. I'm running this game for you. Isn't that cool? Hi, everybody. And I am not alone at this table. I am joined by my crew members of the Horizon. They have beamed down to a ruinous planet somewhere off in the Shackleton Expanse. Candidate 3, a giant Class M planet that shouldn't be here. It doesn't actually belong. It is not native to this solar system. Mysteries abound. And we found the Romulans. Sort of hashtag found the Romulans. Let me introduce you to our away team here on this planet who have to make some decisions very fast about what they're going to do next.
Yeah.
Our counselor from the ship who's talked her way onto the away team because she goes where the captain goes.
It's very true. This is Erika Szabo. I am playing Tavares, the Vulcan counselor.
Yes, and being the counselor, to remind, is also you're the counsel, and you're the diplomat and the negotiator, and you play an important role as the advisor to the captain as well. Help work through the strategies. Speaking of the captain, here he is.
Hi, I am Conal Macbeth, better known in the nerd community as Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Tarawat, playing Captain Gavin Schofield.
Hi, Captain Gavin Schofield.
Hi.
And, of course, joining out, we have science things that need to be scienced. So we needed to have our science members of our team join us again, following up from the We Are the Stars campaign, and back again, our Andorian.
Neil Tavares of Neil T. Tattoos, playing Teth Choviquil.
Hi, Teth. And of course, a Horizon original member.
That's right. I'm OG. I am Velvet Wells, the Velvet Duke of the Dandies. I'm here as Lieutenant Commander Bo Lassa.
And we found ourselves just climbing up over the ridge and looking over the ruined city here that seems to encompass the whole planet to finally arrive at the center building that we were looking for. This is where all the pulsing energy was going towards. Captain Akul's with us, of course, and a bunch of Klingons who are all like just sharpening their sticks and like ready to go.
Ready to rock.
And you look over and you see the Romulans have beaten you to the building, and they're already there, and they're yelling and talking with an alien, 3 meters tall, light green skin, lidless eyes, arms and legs disproportionately longer than they would seem to fit their frame, but quintuple jointed fingers. And as they're talking to the Romulans, Lassa heard in his mind the same aliens speak to them, where they said, "Welcome, I am Assessor Tredick. I did not expect additional visitors. May you be more congenial than these people." And that's all they have spoken to you. But they are aware of your presence here. And the Romulans are not. And Captain Akul turns to you and goes, "Well, Captain, say the word. Today's a good day to die."
All right.
What do you do?
Okay. So, do we want to... You two go around, and then I take the Klingons in?
Captain, I think we should each play to our strengths. I think that you and the counselors should diplomat the hell out of this.
Okay.
We're going to
There's
we're going
no
to
time
science.
for talk right now.
We're going to science
the
the
enemy
hell
is
out
within
of
our
this.
sights.
And the Klingons are going to have our backs.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You are going to get your fight, but you don't shoot first and follow my lead. I need you to trust me.
I do not fight like a Romulan. We fight head on. We don't talk our way in like Starfleet.
Let their actions prove their dishonor first.
Captain Akul did get dressed down by General Kamar back on Narendra. And, he lost his ship. Yes, it got fixed, but he lost a lot of his crew. They didn't get fixed. He's got to prove his worth as the captain. The people behind him. A Klingon ship is the rules of succession.
Yeah.
So if and attrition.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't look like the leader and the proud, strong leader, they'll stab him in the back and be, I'm the leader now, right?
Yeah.
Like Decepticons.
If anyone's not doing their job, the person immediately beneath them,
yeah,
it's
that's
their
actually,
duty to
it
kill
is
them
the
and
first
take their
officer's
spot.
job to
Yeah.
kill the captain if he's acting dishonorably and become the captain. That
Yep.
is their expected role on the
Yeah.
Klingon ship. So Akul also needs to remember that.
Yeah.
So he's looking to you, though. He said we'd be your
Be my
be your
backup.
second.
Oh, no.
He kind of grits his teeth. And he goes, very well, Captain. I'll have your back.
He's going to stab me later.
But I will
Perhaps.
have my satisfaction today.
You will.
After you.
I'm like,
Me-
okay. And fucking...
This is in our best efforts that we do this, so we both
Oh, should we-
boldly
is there any
walk
way we
up.
So
could-
sorry. So Teth and Bo are going to have a quick little chat.
Yeah, is there any way for us to try and track down if you can communicate back? Are they listening?
I have been putting all my best thoughts forward, not been received, or at least not being acknowledged.
There's no way to know if this is two-way chat or if he's just a way to broadcast. But while the captain and the counselor are, it's going to be, I guess, social combat that we're engaging in.
A little bit.
Social
Little bit.
combat, yes.
What do our scientists want
First.
to do? Are you
At first.
hanging back with the Klingons?
At first.
Or are you, I don't know, fanning out, searching around, sneaking by? What do you want to
I mean-
do? Or do you just want to hang back and watch what happens?
I'm totally down for hanging back and watching what happens.
I was going to suggest that we make our way toward the entrance of the building and try to get the assessor's attention that we would like permission to go in.
Okay. Sneaking
we
around.
You can even put yourself
But not
between...
sneaking around.
Yeah.
Like, we're going forward, whereas the captain is going toward the Romulan
Yeah.
party.
And you guys, you want to put yourselves between the Romulans and...
That would be if
And
things
the
break
assessor.
out, we do want
Yeah.
to be human shields, or not human, but humanoid.
Yeah. So then that might
heard
be
shields
not
as
so much
well.
fitness and sneaking, but just daring
Yes.
to just. Are you trying to still get past
Yes.
unnoticed?
No.
No.
Because now we're taking a diplomatic stance.
Okay.
We are going to be peacefully moving forward.
Okay. All right. So, Captain, after you.
Yep.
I hope we don't get
Okay,
shot at.
I'm gonna see if I can do like presence.
Akul will hang
to,
back
like-
with the Klingons, and when you are shot and killed by those traitorous green-blooded Romulans, they will avenge you.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I step over the ridge, and I got my crew with me, and I got the Klingons just behind me, and puts up a hand, and he goes, "Greetings."
Well, a Romulan looks toward, points in your direction, yells something out in Romulan, in Romulan, shouts out orders to the others, and all their guns, they're all trained
Yep.
on you.
No, and he just has his hands up as he steps down the stairs towards them, and he goes, "Hi, Captain Gavin Schofield, United Federation of Planets. How are you? Hi.
Hi.
So, you gentlemen over there shot our probes, which we were using to scan the irregularities in this quadrant, and so now we're here to figure out what's going on. What's up?" I'm gonna see if I can. Would that
Okay,
be
so-
presence in command?
So that'll
to
be
try to
presence in command, and it'll be, if I can
maintain-
get a 2d20 handed to me, social combat are opposing roles,
Okay.
so you need to get more successes than I do.
Okay.
I'm going to buy a die.
You're gonna buy one.
And the Romulan Ulan, who's in charge,
Yeah.
who has been talking to Tredic, is the one who is going to give the order. Mm-hmm. So you have to convince him.
Uh-huh.
Without hesitation, his default is open fire on the Federation.
Yep. If I'm using diffuse tension,
Yeah.
does that give me my third dice?
It gives you a third dice, so it's going to be a difficulty of 4. Because I'm trying to think of something that, like, it needs to be more than the dice you're going to get. So,
Okay.
yes, you're either going to need help from either a member of your party,
Yep.
like
Yes.
your counselor.
I need my counselor with me here.
Or purchasing die with momentum spends.
I think maybe we could do both. So let's
Okay.
we
let's
should do
buy a
both.
die.
Second die will cost 2 momentum. You got your first die for free, but your second die isn't 1, it's 2, and your third die is 3 momentum. Right? So the way purchasing die works is your first die is 1 momentum. Your second die is 2 momentum.
Okay.
And your third die is 3 momentum. So you're actually spending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Okay.
6.
So I
Five.
normally get 2.
So you normally
I get
two.
1 given
you get one
to me
for your trait, which is that's a freebie, but it still
talent
counts as your
that
first.
I have.
It still counts as your first.
But
die.
it's still so I would have
Yeah.
to spend
because the game doesn't really allow you to roll more than 6.
3, 4 momentum in order to get 1 more dice.
You will need to roll for 2.
I would need to
two to get
spend
your second die.
2
and then
to get
you
another
your
one.
assist
Okay.
From another player. Which
Okay.
doesn't count as part of your pool. It counts as their pool.
Okay, but it's
Okay.
still
She can
we
also
still have to do better than 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So use the momentum.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll
It's
spend
not meant
we'll
to
spend-
work.
We'll spend
These
the
are
momentum.
Romulans.
I know.
Certainly.
But
You
that's-
shot your
Trying.
probes out of orbit. They
Yep.
want to shoot
How far
you.
ahead were we?
They
Could
really
we be
wanna shoot you.
behind?
Yeah,
the
you want to
captain?
be behind
Yes.
us. Don't be
I
in
think
front.
you want to be
All right,
behind.
so the four landing party members come up. The Klingons haven't been pointed out yet. They're hiding back. They're going to avenge you.
They're not coming with me.
They're like, we're not talking to the Romulans. We'll avenge you. When they shoot you, we'll shoot back. So they're staying hidden, and they've just left you
All right.
to a battalion of Romulans.
Show
Very
you what
small
real
detachment.
show you what real fucking stones looks like. Watch
All right.
this.
So
Walks
you're
over the
rolling
ridge.
4 die, and your counselor is rolling 1.
Yes.
This
Difficulty
sounds
of
like
4.
what do you roll? How's your daring? How's your daring?
My daring is in fact at 10.
Okay, you're rolling daring.
Daring and command, I
Yeah.
would say. Okay.
Yeah. Because yeah,
This is gonna be rough.
this is like, and then I want to hear what you say
Okay.
based on the roll.
Based on the roll. Joe.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, that's bad. Okay.
Okay. Do you have any focuses?
We have 3. We have diplomacy
Yeah.
and persuasion.
Okay, great. Both of those will
Starfleet
work.
protocol.
So your command is 5. So if you have
Um,
anything between 1 and 5, that's also an
I
advantage.
do. I have an advantage.
Okay, cool.
So I have 3 successes, 1 failure, and an
Yeah.
advantage.
So the advantage will be there's cover nearby.
There's-
So I've created like a very easy like if this doesn't
Oh, there's
work,
cover.
I created the advantage of
goodness.
cover
There's some
that you can
debris.
like jump
I can
behind
just-
a pillar and you won't
Okay.
be immediately. You're no longer in like direct line of fire.
Oh, yeah.
As well, you're walking in, you're kind of like greetings as you kind of just take one step so that you're one step away from a pillar to jump.
Move over
Yeah,
here
yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
All right.
Yeah.
So you only got 3 successes then.
All right. So
So it all comes down
Okay.
to your counselor's
it all comes
composure.
down.
All right, so I would roll for presence and command.
Yeah,
I guess
if those work.
presumably.
If
So
those
you're gonna
are
get
all
under a
beneficial to you.
14.
Under 14.
That's
Oh,
two.
it's a 2. Oh, so it's another. And yeah, and it definitely
do
works.
any of your focuses apply?
Yeah. So what kind of advantage would you like to create?
I do have.
Or it can just be converted into momentum, which
You have
can
a
use.
you have a focus in survival.
I do.
She spent 3 weeks in a lifeboat after her ship went down.
Needed
That's like
to.
her background.
Oh, so
It's
you're
a
no
mysterious
stranger
background.
to serious situations.
Yeah.
Then.
No, hence why we walk
Yeah.
in.
So
You want a
that-
Vulcan in a
This is
firefight.
sometimes what we must do.
So that's another advantage right
That
there.
is another
Okay, so we can
advantage.
create an advantage, which is a trait added to the scene to either remove complications or lower future dice rolls,
Mm-hmm.
or we can convert that into momentum that can be spent later.
How much momentum?
You've only got
Yes.
2 momentum right now. You each get 1 for each success you got over 4, and an additional momentum for your advantages. So that 1 could count as 2 momentum.
Okay.
How I
Yeah.
would-
Do you want to
I
do
think
that?
we
Like
should do
get
that.
2 momentum back?
I think we should do
Okay,
that.
let's do that. Let's get the 2 momentum back.
So you walk in. So you get your 4 successes.
Okay.
So the Romulan commander will hesitate.
Okay.
This isn't that they're not going to shoot you, but
Yep.
they're going to hear you out.
Yep.
Just like the Klingons hesitated.
Yep.
It's the same hesitation.
It's
Yes.
There's gonna be a fight, and I
Yes.
want there to be a fight.
Okay.
But I need them to be
So
the people that
he's
aggress.
got that Ulan's got like a hand phaser or
Yep.
a disruptor that he's pulled out, and the other though like is the people he's with. Some of them have got rifles, and they're all trained on you.
Oh yeah. So let's
Each of you's got someone trained on you.
everybody maybe get over
You're all
to
in like
the
your
post.
your red and your blue
Get-
shirts. In
yep.
fact, I think it's 1 red and 2 blue, or 1 red and 3 blue shirts.
Yeah.
And Jared Cherney, who's down here as well, and he's just got like his tricorder in his hand, and he's just like, "What am I doing?
What are we
here?" 'Cause There is a
doing?
5th member of this away team that I was forgetting about.
Yep.
Yep.
So he's your yellow shirt, and he's down here. He's like, "This sounds like a great plan, Captain." He says
Yep.
through his teeth.
Oh yeah.
I'm really glad I left the transporter room for this.
So
all
yeah.
glad.
No.
See the world, they say.
Got his like acid burns from the last mission still there on his face.
Coming over the ridge, he goes, "Hi!" And as they aim all their guns at him, he puts his hand up and keeps slowly walking down the stairs. And he goes, "Hi, I am Captain Gavin Schofield, United Federation of Planets. We are here investigating some of the scientific scanning probes that you blew up, and now we're coming to perform our scans and investigations in person. Care to explain yourselves?
Are you really accusing us of being the aggressors here?
Well, if you didn't decide to make a show of yourselves before you shot my probes, then yeah.
At this point, Assessor Tredick will be... I believe the ones that are more aggressive are the group of humanoids with the trained weapons over there on the other side of the ridge. And then it points out to the Romulans, the Klingons that are in hiding.
Yep. Those are friends. They're here just in case these gentlemen pick a fight.
When Tredick points out that there are Klingons there, and one of the Klingons stands up with Batleth ready.
Oh no!
I'm going to spend 2 threat. They don't shoot you,
The Romulans.
but the security team that was like trained on the Federation wimps that are walking in here with their hands up in the air, surrendering for capture apparently right now, then see a bunch of Klingons and then go Klingons, and then they just shoot without hesitation at the Klingons, and the courtyard lights up into disruptor fire.
All according to Keikaku.
And so now the 4 of you are standing in the courtyard. Yes. There's cover around you.
Oh, yeah,
The
sweet, take
Romulans
cover.
are shooting at the Klingons. The
Yep.
Klingons are shooting back at the Romulans. And you're kind of somewhere in the crossfire here.
How close are we to the Assessor?
The Assessor is taking a step behind some cover over by the door to the building.
I want to like duck and weave between cover to get to him.
Yeah.
I would like that as well.
Try and get through cover to his position. Its position.
And so the
Position.
stone
Yeah.
walls are like crumbling around you as disruptor bolts are firing in all directions.
Oh,
Red
yeah.
and green
Set my
lights
phaser
filling
to
the
stun.
sky. So I need like snap decision now. What do
Yep.
you do? You're all just standing in the
No,
middle of the
I
combat
am
zone.
doing everything I
Dive
can.
through cover. Try to get to the
Yeah,
Assessor.
Get to the assessor.
But cover first.
Cover first.
Phaser,
obviously.
phasers.
So that's-
So
Yes,
we're going
phasers
to-
out.
So what happens here
Daring
is
security?
we're actually entering into an encounter. So this is going to go turn by turn. It's sort of an initiative more like that. We're not just playing it out. So we're actually doing combat. The way combat works in Star Trek Adventures, we haven't really done a whole lot, so we'll remind, is it's not really roll for initiative because you're all a team and you can all work together and you can decide which order you want to go in. But after each turn, I get to go. So you get to determine your own marching orders, and then I get to counter move with one of my NPCs. And my detachment, let's say, outnumbers you by 1 person. So I'll get a move after each of you. But after everyone gets 1 turn, Jared Cherney gets a turn, and then I get a follow-up. So I get 6 goes for your 5. But you also have the Klingons that are independently acting on their own. They're all going to be firing around. It's really, I mean, to be honest, this combat's probably going to feel more like fighting an environment than individual characters. But you have the Ulan commander who's there at the front leading his landing party. You've got a number of other Romulans running around and Klingons. So who would like to act first?
I wouldn't mind doing the best I can to maybe create an advantage and maybe fire a stun blast into one of the Romulans to give
so
these guys a chance to kind of like.
The advantage would be to create an opening.
Yes.
Yeah, so you want to use your phaser to stun the whoever's that were right at Tredick's feet, so that you have an opening right into the chamber.
Correct.
Cool. So that would be
And for ranged, it's what, control plus security task?
yeah, control and security for firing phasers.
And I need how many successes?
So security and control with a difficulty of 2. The difficulty of this task is increased by 1. There's an enemy within reach of the attacker, which there isn't. Complication range of the attack increases by 1 if there are creatures within reach of the target, which there isn't. A complication may indicate that one of those creatures are struck by the attack as well. So so making an attack, you choose a weapon, you choose a target, you declare whether the attack is non-lethal or lethal. In this case, you're trying to specifically stun. Now there are two Ulans there up by where the Assessor was that you would need to stun. So in order to take them down and create that advantage and hit both targets, you'll need to charge your phaser, which is readying an action for your follow-up.
Okay.
Right? So you just need to because each round is only going to be a couple seconds long, if that. So you need to set your phaser to be able to do a wide blast, a high yield fan out like a cone attack, in order to hit them both.
Okay.
If you want to create that advantage of make an opening, and then it'll be control plus security. With a difficulty of 2 in order to hit them both. But it'll also take the extra turn to ready your action, which is just free to do. So you can just take cover.
Sounds
and
good.
like you're setting up your phaser.
Sounds good.
Makes sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
All
I'll
right.
do that.
All right. So with that, then the Romulans are going to shoot at a cool. Difficulty 2. They're trading fire with the Klingons, but a few of the Klingons over on the ridge have already been struck by disruptor blasts, and one of them is hit, and you see him drop down behind the building. Who's next? So Teth is going to try and create an opening in his next turn.
I'll relay
but
that.
in the
obviously, as well.
meantime, the 3 of you need to do something. You're still standing in the courtyard as bolts of fire are happening around you. So who wants to go next out of the 3 of you?
I guess I'll
Lassa?
go next.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am going to draw my weapon as my minor action.
Yeah.
And then as my
Your phaser.
I draw my phaser, of course, and then I am going to sprint toward. I'm going to.
We're just gonna run past. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to see this advantage or potential of phasers coming at the Oolong is for me to get toward the Assessor.
All right. So you will get there in your next turn if Teth succeeds at their roll. If not, you are going to be within melee reach of those 2 Romulans.
Hand to hand is my focus. So.
I was gonna say you had that.
maybe.
Was that closed
so
fist?
You're going to be ready.
That's right.
Yeah.
use a hand maybe as
Okay, so
well.
your science officer has run off towards Billy. Like, I got this. Goo, he's gone. Captain and counselor. Who wants to? Oh no! And then I get some phaser blasting. One of them is going to be heading now towards your section there, Captain.
Oh.
Ooh, no, that's a fail, and that's a fail. I rolled 2 that were just over the number. Doon. So as you're standing there, boom, boom, like the rock right behind your head hits and just disintegrates and is glowing green from the disruptor bolt. So
Oh, damn.
Oh, that was a little.
Yep.
You heard it whiz past your ear.
Oh yeah.
So that was a little too close for comfort. Your turn.
As he takes off sprinting, I'm gonna draw my phaser and run after him. Can't just let him run off by himself.
Okay, Teth, it's all gonna really be on you.
Cool. Just leave it to the doctor.
No, because you fired a stun shot, right?
I'm
He's
going to.
In
yeah.
order to hit multiple targets, he needs to
I need
ready
the successive
his
2,
phaser.
so I need.
Oh, you
this-
need
He needs to set
successive
it to.
too.
He needs to set it to a wide field.
So where exactly are you located then? Like, are you
Well,
just out in the open? Are you on cover or?
I'd say we're probably all behind some
Yeah.
cover. We're all relatively close to each
Yeah.
other, I
He's
would
taking
assume.
some cover. So the next one is shot out, and you see the one of the pillars or archways over where the Klingons are shooting from collapses down and rolls down, and it's pinned one of the Klingons now as they've fallen into a rubble, and they're trapped there as the Romulans are moving in on them. Counselor, it's your turn.
I am going to.
The captain and the science officer have run off, and Teth is taking cover to take aim to take out the Romulans that they're running directly towards.
I'm going to take out my phaser and run towards Teth and get into cover.
Okay, so you're going to take cover beside the
I'm gonna-
Andorian. You're taking cover beside Teth, or are you running
Beside
with the
Teth.
captain and Lassa? Okay, so you're going to hang
Yes.
out there. So do you want to take aim at any of the Romulans around?
No.
You've got even they're set to
guard,
stun.
I
and-
would, yes, to guard. I want to guard Teth
Yeah.
to ensure that you don't get
So
hit.
covering fire.
Yes.
So take aim at one of the Romulans, and you can shoot to stun. Like
Okay.
it's not you don't have to take lethal force.
Okay. All right. So what would I roll for that?
So that is control plus security,
Okay. All right.
and you need to. It's a difficulty of 2.
Okay. Oh, 2. Okay. Oof. That's bad. Okay.
So what
That's
did
well
you
over
roll?
She fell on
12.
you.
What did you roll?
What is this?
None of them were a
15,
20.
19. No.
15
No.
and 19.
Okay,
No,
So you
certainly
just
not.
have 2 misses.
Yeah.
So your shots are wide, and they hit into the wall, and they get the attention of some of the Romulans.
Okay.
But you don't strike any of them, but they also just know where you and Teth are taking cover now, and they notice
good.
the captain and Lhasa
We're okay.
That's
are
part of
making a run. So they're like, they yell out orders to stop them from getting into the chamber. They're going to shoot at, that's a 20.
Oh
And-
no! Yes.
And that's a 17. They're going to shoot at Teth, but just as they're about to shoot, a Captain Akul stands up, takes aim with one of his rifles, and hits the Romulan that had you dead to rights, Teth.
Oh.
And he had that, and he hits him, and he just gets this hole in his chest, and the Romulan just drops to the ground.
Ah, nice.
I want to like look
And-
back and be like, yeah, Val.
Today will be a good day to die, but not yet, blue skin. It's like, why does he have to be so racist about it?
Why? I don't understand.
racist.
Jared
fine,
Turney's
Bridgehead.
turn. Captain, what do you want Jared to do?
Our engineer.
Yeah. You just like, after me, follow me?
Yeah, I think go after these guys.
Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna make a run for
Just
it.
give him like a pat on the ass.
Fitness
Get
and
out of
security.
here.
Go.
He does all right. He's like, and he starts running after. Like, this is not what I signed up for today. We're back at the top, so it's Teth's turn to. First I get to do. Oh, that was as a 10. So unarmed strike, vicious. No, disruptor pistol, ranged 5, vicious 1. So one of my disruptor rifles is going to strike my target.
So they're not hitting us with melee; they're shooting at us at close
1,
range.
2, and vicious means it would go through any body armor. So, Captain, as this is going on, you're going to be struck by a blast from one of the things. I mean, you've got lots of stress. We are going to take 4 stress damage.
Okay.
Say that hit my fake lung.
Because disruptor pistols don't have a stun setting.
Nope.
That just isn't the way they're designed.
Did it hit my fake lung?
No. Let's say it grazed an arm.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's a graze. I mean, it's only 4 stress out of like whatever 12, 13 that you had. So it's not a whole lot of damage, but it's sort of like and
Yeah.
Massage
and
was
you
a
kinda
buffer
keep
zone.
Oh,
going.
definitely.
So it gets you in your non-dominant
Thank God
arm.
for that massage.
And it's
I'm
like
all limbered
little,
up.
little squid fire flash of sparks go off of your uniform. Teth, it's now
running
time
through
for you
the
to
field,
stun
just like,
Now
the
time
enemy.
to
so
try
easy.
and-
Man,
So
this
it's a
yoga really
difficulty
pays off.
It's a
Like,
difficulty of 2.
Told
You
you.
can spend momentum to get extra die.
I don't think that's a need. I think I succeeded twice.
Okay, and you create an advantage with that too. So, so you also create. Now, this move you're using was also to create an advantage.
To create an advantage to
Yeah.
allow these guys to
You
get
also
out of
rolled
harm's
an
way.
advantage. So you not only stunned them out of the way and created an opening, but you've made it so that both you and Tazar are going to be able to make that same path and be right behind Jared
Good.
Cherney. So Captain and Lhasa, both of you are running towards these 2 Romulans who see you coming up, and then just as they're about to like hit you with the butt ends of their rifles, they're hit with a stun beam from the phaser off their flank by Teth.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like shake for a bit and then collapse unconscious. And you just can run right over their bodies and skip through. Perfect. As you're going past, you see Assessor Tredick. And he's keeping behind one of the covers and seems to be observing the fight.
Oh.
He's just kind of watching, like peering around. And
I think
let me see if that has an effect. Oh yeah, okay. I rolled a 5, so that's a chevron. That's an effect. As that's going on, I'll let you time. Which one does he catch? Which one catches your eye? Like of the 2 of you, Captain and Lhasa, which one does he know? You were first, so he's gonna catch you.
Oh,
So,
I was first.
No, Lhasa ran out first. I
Lhasa
went,
ran out first.
I went after him. I got shot though.
Okay, so Lhasa, he catches your eye as you come, and just as he doesn't seem to be taking part in any of the fighting. He's just watching. He nods slightly in your direction as you're running past, and just as you're running, you feel this like buzzing kind of building up in your mind, and it focuses just as you're breaking eye contact with him. I have no quarrel with your people. I will wait till you have resolved this situation. And then he ducks off into some other alcove into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out of sight.
Slithers off. Son of a bit.
Well, that was my goal, was to
Yep.
connect with him and or it
Achieved.
and it connected with me again. It seems that the assessor is doing just that, just assessing, has backed completely away from this.
Okay.
So, and doesn't seem to have a problem with the fact that we're defending ourselves. So I think that we finish what's happening out here, and then we can continue.
Okay, take cover and return fire. In our position, we are now flanking the Romulans.
Perfect.
Okay, so where you are now at the entrance is you can enter into the hall and you can leave the Romulans and the Klingons to engage with themselves, because the two people you stunned, they may not have noticed where you're going, and even if they have, they may not be able to disengage from the Klingons without getting shot in the back. So they're occupied right now while the landing party makes their way through the door.
So shall we?
I feel like yelling back to the Klingons, be like, "Have fun," and then just keep going.
Well, no, because like the
when
engineer.
you yell out, some Romulans take shot at you.
Oh God.
The 19 will definitely miss. The 13, however, control is 11, security, yeah, that'll do. So you're like, have fun, and then just as you say that, those are blanks. 2 stress damage.
Poo poo.
You get a shot. You get
Bye-bye.
shot
Kept
at.
my mouth shut.
You'll learn.
Now, I was gonna say, because Szabo and Gavin Schofield and the engineer made it to the door, but like our other 2 crew
They
members
created
are
the
still.
advantage. Jared and Teth and Tazar, part of that
Yeah.
double advantage was they're going to be able to make the run to it, and I just shot at them anyways. So
Okay, so
they're
they
all
are able
made.
to join up with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're being shot at, but they can make it into the room.
We'll just go ahead.
Let's see if they
Yes.
shoot at Jared. That's a good question. Thank you for bringing that up. No, that's a 20. So once again, every
They
time I
goof
roll
it.
a 20, Akul takes another one out. And this time Akul has launched down from the hiding spot with his Macbeth that he pulls out, and there's one that's about to shoot, and it shoots at Jared. It kind of gets one. There's another one he's tracking, and then all of a sudden he's just like, through the chest, out the chest. He's lifted up into the air by Akul. Green blood going everywhere, and he throws him to the ground.
Yeah.
As you run into the hall.
Yeah.
So that's Captain Akul for
Everybody
you.
wins.
It's Captain Akul there.
Except the Romulans. They don't win. All right, cool. No, if we're going to leave them out there to fight and we're going to head in and do
Yeah.
research, then we're going to do that.
All right, so you're okay.
And the assessor
best.
doesn't...
Because you got a couple of
Doesn't
you can
stop us?
try and drive the Romulans away, or
Yeah.
you can head right into the hallway and just
Yeah.
let that fight happen outside.
Let's go in.
I think we should go
Well,
straight.
yeah,
in,
so
Klingons have this
honestly.
handled.
It
Obviously,
is what
they
They
we
have
roll
it
very
under
well.
control.
Yeah. It just seems strange because I felt like the assessor was there to assess whether or not people were allowed to come inside.
Yeah, it seemed that way.
And was stopping the Romulans from coming
It's
in.
really weird.
And now it's just we're just being let in.
No, he has no quarrel with us. He'll wait until we resolve the situation.
So then I guess we're just gonna go inside.
Yeah, like what's his deal? Those are all
He left, so it's not like I can keep asking.
Those are all very good questions. Yeah.
Well, then let's just go inside.
Let's go ask.
Because
yes.
he left. Like he didn't
Yeah.
go inside the building. He left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He ducked into an alcove in the wall that you hadn't noticed. Maybe
Oh,
he is
okay.
in the building. Maybe he knows ways
Oh,
around
okay.
this that you don't know. Like he was on the outskirts of the building and he kind of moved off in that direction, but he didn't go through the entrance that you have.
Maybe
Okay.
he's
He just
leading
kind of ducked
us.
into a shadow and just kind of slithered away.
Yes.
all right. Well, then let's head inside.
So you enter the hypostyle hall, and you see the entire interior is bathed in pulses of blue energy coursing through the conduits cut into the walls, pillars, and floor tiles. And you can still hear the phaser fire or the disruptor fire happening from outside and the clash of batleths to rifles. These veins of power all course towards a central pentagonal pillar in the center of the hall, set upon a raised pentagonal platform. Oh, that looks a little bit kind of like the cavern in Signals.
Oh no.
This is the tallest pillar in the entire hall, and the ceiling far above is wreathed in strong pulses of blue energy, as if the whole roof of the hall was acting as some sort of battery. Jared Cherney pulls out his tricorder immediately, and he's taking readings, and the power levels that he's reading are beyond Federation scales of comparison. Like every needle, every meter, every marker on his tricorder is just at max.
Buried the needles.
There's no number that can represent what kind of power he's reading in here. It's clear that the battery continues to gather and store energy, but he can't tell for what purpose. And he's just like, what battle outside? There's also a shimmering column of blue energy swirling in front of the pillar, facing the entrance, as if something was trying to take shape. What do you do?
Your call.
Well, you know me.
You actually
I'm gonna-
beat the Romulan. That didn't appear that they got into this room, so you're the first ones to set foot in here.
I'm going toward that the glowing column.
Go for it.
Cherny, can you take in the walls?
Yeah.
Like we'll
It
try
would
and
be,
take in everything.
Reason plus engineering that Jared can run for, but he's just a support character. He doesn't have the best stats in the world. So if there's anyone else who wants to help him with the reason and engineering,
Yeah, I will.
he can take in both the shimmering energy cloud and the
Can I
pillar
do
in
science
the room.
instead of engineering?
You can absolutely assist him with that.
Oh,
yeah.
wait.
Sure.
I've got pretty good reason in engineering. I could give
So-
you assist if you want.
My
Yeah.
role in
So if you're
So it's
assisting, you're
only
rolling one.
Only one person can.
Oh, only one
Yes.
person can assist. Then
Only
I will
one.
let you assist. I will abstain.
I'm golden.
You got it.
No, I did not succeed.
Oh no.
So that's one.
I missed.
One success.
I
for
got
him.
One is certainly better
There's
than
the
none.
But
assist.
it's an assist on
Yeah.
not succeeding the main.
Yeah.
13. He only got one success out of his rolls. It was a difficulty of 3.
Oh.
So with 2 successes, you would have to spend some momentum to get another roll, or we've got some values here if you wanted to invoke determination to get successful dice.
So focuses? What about my xenobiology? Like
That only focuses only increase your success range.
Oh, okay.
Values allow you to purchase a die
so
at
much
1.
more to discover.
Yeah.
That's one of
So
mine.
much more to discover. You could absolutely
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
your determination. You've only got 1 right now. You'd have to cross out values in order to get any more determination.
So crossing it out?
No,
No?
crossing out is when you say, I don't believe in this value
Oh, okay.
anymore.
I-
Or
I
I can
totally
use your
believe in
values
this
to
value.
create complications. And I
Yeah.
have forgotten.
But you have one determination. If you spend it, then you can use that value to
Yeah.
give yourself
Yeah,
one dice
I will,
at a
I will
success.
absolutely do that.
Yeah, which is red. Red. Oh.
Oh, well, if
Oh.
you I mean, sorry, you didn't have to roll.
Oh.
Even though it was a 1, it is purchased at a 1.
Yeah.
When you use a value and a determination, you purchase a die at 1.
At
Yeah.
one.
So it is automatically a critical
Oh, sick.
success.
Yeah,
That's
so
what using your
when
values
double
do.
success.
When you spend one determination through one of your values,
It's automatic.
you just
That
get
was
an
really cool that
automatic-
you happen to also roll a 1,
Yeah,
but it
fuck.
also doesn't count for shit. So
Except for the cool factor. We're going to keep it that one.
you do have 4 momentum if you want to spend on additional answers here. Some of the energy being collected by the pillar and the sealing battery is being channeled into a transmitter built into the materials compromising the hypostyle hull. You notice in the hull, we're seeing those crystals that you found in We Are the Stars from that place. They're kind of worked into the stone work and into the chamber and to the raised platform. It's clear that something is preventing the transmission from displaying correctly. Something about the pillar or the energy flow appears to be out of alignment. You can also obtain some more information with your momentum.
Well, we obviously want to know more. So there's a misalignment somehow
Yeah.
in this system.
So we'll spend our momentum.
And-
There are traces of tetryon particles infusing the pillar, and the hull itself is receiving the transmission, which appears to be issuing from a tear in subspace, similar to the transmission you picked up from the supernova. It's that same kind of coming through one of those cracks in subspace. But this place, unlike the supernova, which was coming through the damage in the space-time continuum through broken crystals and a supernovae star, this is intentional. This is what this room is for. It's generating that same tear, but purposefully. But something just isn't. Something's out of alignment. Like this image that you're seeing, this outline, it's trying to take shape, can't come into focus.
And is it, I guess the question is it that there is too much tetryon in the system?
or not
It's
enough.
hard to
Or
tell.
not enough, yeah.
To work through this and modulate that flow, someone will have to give me something that's reason or daring, and engineering by default, unless you can really explain to me why science would work.
Well, I could
I know
test
we
the
don't-
theory.
I can give reason.
I test it. I want to
Yeah,
test
yeah.
the
You got.
theory.
You have what is it like a talent?
Yeah.
Test a theory.
Yeah, I have tested.
It's a difficulty of 3. Testing a theory is for the R&D for like multiple rolls, which we're not doing
Oh,
that
that's
track
true.
roll like we did last time.
Right.
It's just, it would be reason or daring plus engineering is what my suggestion would be, and it's a difficulty of 3. So this is going to
definitely need
involve like the
assist.
whole away
Yeah,
team
I
to
would
work
absolutely
together
assist.
to bring in some like network your tricorders, work with Jared, settle around, find these consoles or any other machinery that might be in this room, find a way to channel the energy flow to get this image. Maybe you can work your communicator or your phasers or any other like technobabble answer you can come up with that you can use to help clear up this image that's in front of you and cut through the static and bring it into focus.
Have you tried reversing the polarity? It is Star Trek.
Just mess around with its frequency. Let's do it.
It's a difficulty of 3, and I just kind of also want to hear how you technobabble your way through it, because this is the moment in Star Trek where we can technobabble our way.
We
through
know that the energy was coming from the center of the planet
Yeah,
in
from the
some way,
core.
and they were traveling through the junction boxes. So it may be that there is an interruption, or that the power has been diverted in a way it hasn't been meant to be. So if we can find where it's coming into this room, that might be,
Perhaps one of them is giving
I
off a
have a
different
lot of
signal from the other.
So, as you're debating about how you're going to bring this image into focus, you hear scuffling and moving, and a Klingon comes running into the room and then falls down onto the ground with a disruptor blast in his back, and firing comes through the doors into the hall.
Crap.
So the Romulans are coming into the hall.
Crap.
So you got 2 scientists who are working on this problem, but the rest of you've got something else to do now. You got to hold the Romulans back.
Get the Klingon
Captain.
guns. Fire back.
Counselor.
I think we have no choice at this point, Captain.
All right.
All right, so we're going to go back into a combat round because I just want to keep
Diplomacy
things
was
moving around. So
always
you keep,
an
so you
option.
keep
It
moving
was
around.
an option.
Because we're just like,
And we
I
did our
told you it was a
best.
difficulty of 3 and it was a dice roll, and no one gave me a dice roll for about 5 minutes. So the Romulans are attacking again, and I spent that, and that's what that's for. So, Captain, what do you do? You've got Romulans coming through the door.
Oh yeah.
They're going to come through. You're going to
I'm
shoot
going
them or
to
stop them.
immediately turn and fire my phaser at them.
All right, cool. Control plus security.
Control plus
Or- yeah.
security. Control security. 12. Sweet. So that's a critical success.
Excellent.
That's a 1, but then also one that's not a success.
Oh, no.
So what does that do?
So you get an advantage, but you don't get enough to strike the Romulans that are coming through the door. You can, so you're not going to be rolling any damage, but you can create an advantage in this scene. Maybe it's something that can impede the Romulans from getting into the room quickly.
Shoot above the door, cause some debris to fall down.
Sure, that sounds right. And then they're
Get some
gonna
dust in their
they'll keep
eyes.
blasting away, and they'll get through the rubble. We'll hold them back a little bit longer. Let your engineers and scientists work on an answer.
Excellent.
So so you create an advantage. You cave in the entrance. So you hit the roof, and the roof like opens up, and all this rubble falls down, and
Fucking-
just like piles up in front.
Captain Schofield turns around to Bo and goes, "Pedal faster."
Okay, so the Romulans are going to charge the disruptors to blow the rubble away, but it's going to take them 2 turns to charge up the disruptors to be strong enough to do that. So that gives anyone else a chance to do anything else until then. So you've basically allowed me to skip a turn.
Go ahead.
Is what that
Yeah.
does.
No, I think that you're right. It's a frequency issue. So let's we have to find out what the frequency should be.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, so is that
So I'll
science
assist
and
then.
reason?
It certainly would be.
Yeah. So roll me a science and reason, and again, it's a difficulty of 3, so 2 dice won't work.
I was going to assist.
Okay, so then roll to assist.
Yeah.
It's not an
Like, do you have any focuses that might help you out here?
Yeah.
Xenobiology? No.
Yeah, so the focuses won't work, but all they
Chain
would do is help
command?
create
Rats.
advantage. They won't help them
Yeah.
succeed,
They won't
right?
help us
Like
succeed.
success and advantage
How
are
much more
separate
momentum have we
axes.
got?
I can
You got 3
spend
momentum. Yeah.
2
You can
to get
spend
another die.
you can spend 1 to get another die because you only rolled with 2.
Right. I'm going
Yeah.
to do that.
Let's do that.
Definitely
Let's
do
get
that.
this-
Spend
let's
one.
Get this on the road.
Come on.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go, a
Three.
2.
Nice.
And for you, do you have any focuses that deal with communications or frequencies or polarity or something
Science.
something sciencey like that?
Sciencey.
No,
No.
that's fine.
No.
So you
Xenolinguistics is as close as it
you work
gets.
through that, and Jared Cherney, he succeeds. So he helps you with the engineering side, and you dial in to this transmission. You find the frequency, you're able to tune it, and using your tricorder, you're able to kind of boost the signal and give it the clarity that it's searching for. The rocks behind you are starting to glow, and they're going to be coming through. But the swirling cloud of energy floating in front of the pillar soon coalesces into a form of a tall humanoid alien clad in a form-fitting dress and what appears to be wings on its back, and a small, sweeping tiara clasped to the back of its head. She has short, dark hair, and the most striking feature of her face are her wide, open eyes that are solid blue, with no evidence of an iris or pupil. As her form takes full shape within the holographic shimmer, she seems to blink in surprise, and then desperately reaches a hand out towards you. I am Ash Tamalia of the Tilakal. We are trapped. We need your help. Please, if there's anything, and then the rocks are going to explode, and this transmission is going to fall out.
Nuts!
And the tricorder loses signal, and there's a ripple of energy through the whole room from the explosion, and the transmission disappears. A massive surge of energy flows through the pillar from all around the hall and surges up the column. A stray disruptor bolt goes into the room and strikes into the center of the raised platform that was there.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be like hit the battery. I was like, no.
I'll keep describing what's going on, but we have another turn, so we'll keep going, and then this is just going to keep escalating now. So we have the scientist just went, the captain went, counselor. What do you do?
Where is the assessor at this point?
He's nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be seen. And are the Romulans like?
The Romulans are coming through the dust of the debris they just cleared.
Okay.
So they're coming back to the entrance, and there's disruptor bolts coming through. But the disruptor bolts are going through blindly through the dust. They can't see anything, and what that's doing is it's striking equipment in the room.
Where's everybody else in proximity?
Captain's probably beside you. Mm-hmm. Jared and the scientists, Teth and Lhasa, are closer to where the transmitter was, but there's like a blue mist where her image used to be, but it's not even like there's nothing there. Like it's just gone. The signal's lost.
I'm gonna turn to you, and then I'm gonna turn and duck for cover and advise that everybody else comes and we take cover while the dust settles.
Please say come with
The
me if you
ceiling
want to
is
live.
brightening
Come
up
with
in
me
intensity.
if you want to live.
The whole room is the pulses of light now are it's almost like it's overloading, and the light goes up into that top area that we identified as some kind of battery, and the intensity of a high noon sunlight. It fills the entire room. So all those hiding spots now, it's sort of like you're outside in daytime. There's a deafening whoosh of suddenly released power. Meanwhile, up on the horizon, Dr. Talia Farrell, is that her name? Mm-hmm. Is on a monitor, and Stephen Prince is up there in the bridge, and they can see a massive pulse of blue energy shoots out the roof of the hall and trails out beyond the solar system.
Oh, wow.
So the counselor takes cover, and the Romulans start to exchange fire. Another 20. Wow. I have to keep
Nice.
rolling. So they miss again.
Captain Akul comes in, kills another guy.
You're thinking it's going to be Captain Akul, but there's a flash, and the disruptor fire stops, and Assessor Tredick is standing in the archway as the dust clears. Entering the archway from outside, you hear in all of your heads,
No, it is not yet time.
He glares at your away team with an expression that suggests both frustration and pity.
The true way must be maintained. You have overstayed your welcome. Now you must leave.
Tredic splays out his fingers in a quick, intricate design, and the air in front of him shimmers with symbols lined with electric blue energy. The holographic image of the Tilical female shudders again briefly and then winks out of sight. And a silent cry etched on her face in that brief flash before the transmission is cut off. The tracework laced throughout the halls, pillars, and flooring pulse with blue energy. And then there's a surge of raw power all around that is both ear-splitting and air-raising. In a moment lasting a long, deeply held breath, the blinding blue light clears, and you find yourself on the bridge of your starship. You all feel nauseous and disoriented,
Sorry about your door.
and soon regain some sense of normality. Sensors indicate a massive planetary shield has popped into existence around the entire planet.
Oh, good.
That's
I'm
a
happy about
technology
that.
beyond. That's a technological feat begging credulity.
Ooh.
I'm not even a little bit happy. We're still studying this. And now it appears we can't even get anywhere near it.
Yep. And
And
we've
so there's
got-
all of a sudden there's Stephen Prince sitting in the captain's chair. He stands up. Goodness, Captain. Because they just saw that pulse of light go out, and then tink,
It's like
the landing party's on the bridge.
we're suddenly there. Oh my god. Sorry, goodness is his catchphrase, and it always gets a laugh out of me. I'm sorry.
Captain Shields?
Shields.
Yeah, well, shields were up.
They're back up again.
You got into the ship through
with
the
shields up. Sweet. That was. Yep. So. So you go, Captain Shields, and it goes, yes, raise shields, and they go, Captain,
the way
the shields.
you're feeling right
the
now,
shields are still up, and I go, yeah, keep them up.
keeping up. The way you're feeling right now is a lot of the way I think Szabo felt in the last adventure. Sort of like ants on a highway.
Yeah. Huh.
I'm going to wrap myself in a blanket of data for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, go for
I'm
it.
going to go treat my wound in my shoulder.
Captain Akul is contacting the ship. They're on their ship too.
Oh.
There's no signs of the Romulans though they're probably cloaked. But they were brought into the Mapool while the Mapool was cloaked.
Oh. Oh, so they were sent back aboard their ship while
they were sent back
cloaked.
aboard their ship, and the ship was in cloak.
Which can normally not happen.
Which is just not a thing. Like, how
Yeah.
did they know where we were? Yep. And he's going, but Akul also seems like he's still feeling the blood rage right now,
Yeah.
and he's like, well, that seems to be all they've got for us. It's closing time, Captain. See you back at the station. We're leaving. There's nothing else for us here. We're not getting through that force field. And he just seems to just be impressed at just how powerful these creatures are that he's not even going to bother fighting with them.
No, of course not. I mean, it's more admiration towards them than anything else.
So the Mapool
I would
is
imagine.
like, there's nothing for us. We're leaving.
Okay.
And they're warping off.
Good hunting.
When they get back to Narendra, blood wine's on me.
Oh, I'll take you up on that.
Mapool out. Click.
I like
So
him.
you're back on the back on the bridge. What would you want to do?
Probably get my wound seen too. I'm missing a piece of my arm. I would like that to not be a thing.
Okay.
Where do we? I gotta go see the medical officer.
I want to. I'll take you there
Are you
myself, but
staying
I want to
in
have.
orbit around the planet?
Do you want to come with, and we'll get Tali to meet us
Are
there?
you staying in orbit around the planet?
May as
For
well.
now?
Okay.
Yes.
So before
Because there is more data that we can gather before we head back.
before you leave the bridge, what are you doing, Tev?
I'm gonna go treat my injuries, and I asked
Everyone's heading down to
if
sickbay.
Bo wanted to come with me, and we'll have Tali meet us there. So we may as well just kill two birds
She's
with
on
one
the
stone.
bridge, right?
She came running up to the bridge after she saw her reading. So she comes right through the turbolift just as the whole away team is just like, when did you get on board, Captain? I've got so much data, so much raw data.
Just now.
That's fantastic. Let's go talk about it. I'm bleeding.
Okay, and Counselor?
I am feeling a great sense of overwhelm over everything that has just happened and having a loss of control. So I too am joining everybody in the sick bay. So.
Before you can leave the bridge, that's where you'll want it to go. But as you're getting ready, and Stephen Prince is like, should we maintain orbit, sir? Should we maintain orbit, sir?
Yes.
Yes?
Once we had our injuries tended to, there's more
You're
readings
cut
we can
off.
pick. Oh
In
no.
your minds, now everyone on the crew,
Oh no.
you hear the gentle voice of Assessor Tredic.
There is much to prepare. This area of space is no longer safe for you. It is time for you to leave.
You detect a massive surge. Well, Stephen Prince, I guess, detects the massive surge building somewhere below, deep within the planet. And an unknown emitter array brightens on the planet's surface and sends out a bright blue energy pulse towards the horizon.
Oh no.
You manage to brace yourself just before the surge smashes into the ship. The bridge's main view screen, you see the space around you fold in on itself like a piece of cosmic origami, and then the massive planet disappears from view. And just as rapidly, the cosmic origami unfolds, and Narendra Station pops into view some 2 million kilometers distant. You've just been flung dozens of light years in the space of a few heartbeats.
He literally just to the space around him goes, "Sorry about your stuff." That's all I got. I
This be both
Narendra Station is hailing
intriguing
you.
and beyond frustrating.
Captain, you remember I was telling you about the supernova experience? That
Yeah.
was even more fascinating.
Yeah.
The Narendra Station's flagging us.
Oh, well, put him up on screen.
It's Admiral Carey.
Hey.
Captain, what are you doing here? You've just appeared on our sensors. Report in.
Hi. So, we have a long report that I'm going to write for you, and everything's fine. Don't worry. I'm bleeding, so I'm going to go get seen to, but I will give you a full report as soon as I've been stabilized. Is that okay? Good.
I look forward to reading your report.
All right.
And she's like, just this confused, like, how did you get here?
We are also confused. I'm going to tell you everything we know as soon as we're able. Just like Schofield out. I give
A little time is going to pass.
Ooh.
Here, our episode's coming to an end, and so is this adventure.
When Teth gets to his quarters and is immediately greeted by his wonderful partner and be like, "You look really sick. I'm going to commit you to the med bay for the rest of the day.
Rutsky.
Doctor's orders."
He's like, you don't look good at all.
Yeah, you don't look at all any better. I'd like you to go down to
replicate for
No,
you.
you're going to med bay for about 24 hours. Doctor's orders. I want them to run a full diagnostics on you, please. Thank you.
And he's like, oh wow, yeah, I'm really worried. And he heads off to go to the med labs.
I want a moment with Talifer.
Okay, so the doctor is just in the lab going over all this data, and it's just like trying to move it through faster than she can actually read it.
We have some more information, obviously, to learn about these people, but they are a superior race exponentially compared to anyone we have ever encountered.
And she's just kind of like, yeah, no kidding. And all that excitement and anticipation, impatience, all that she had, it's like it's just been like sucked out from like just the gulf of information that they do not have. And just like it's just so much like this was exciting this morning. Now it's just like we're never going to have these answers.
Yeah.
Ooh. I hope that we do.
That planet was our only lead, and now it's been taken away from us.
We've had other leads. We will have more, I'm sure of it. As powerful as they happen to have been, they also need help. We just may not be the ones to be able to give it.
How could we help anyone that powerful?
They seem to feel that we can.
Yeah, I think that even if it's just luck, I think we are part of the solution.
She's reassured by that, but it's just gonna be like, she needs a time.
And so do I. It was a lot. I've survived a supernova, and now we just survived being crumpled by space and time.
Again, like this happens like every Tuesday for you now.
Is this a thing? Is this a normal thing that's going to happen to me now?
That's true. Even for death now, it's twice. Fuck, damn it.
So I just want to say again, you are a valuable member of unlocking and solving this mystery.
She has like half a mind to just like save all of her data on your laptop and just like retire and be like, this is your problem now. This sounds like someone else's problem. I'm not going to solve. I'm going back to Beta Z.
Take it. Let's go.
So she's like, it's just too much. And she's just kind of like, what you're saying is getting to her and like reassuring her, but also it's like, I didn't know what I was getting into and I have regrets.
it's too much for any of us, but it's not too much for all of us.
Oh.
Oh.
And the last bit here, counselor.
Yeah, I want to talk to the captain.
We go to the ready room?
Yes, please.
Of course.
I can hardly even express how I feel after this. This is such an unfathomable situation. I wish that there was more that I could have done, but I see how inexperienced I still am and how much I hope that I can still aspire for. But this was so beyond all of what we could have expected. I hope that we can do better in the future, and I hope I don't disappoint you in the future. I do feel that we need to work together and we need to continue going down this kind of path. And I think it's amazing how we were able to avoid so much violence through it. Let us see this as a lesson, I suppose, in how we should carry ourselves in the future.
I want to say you get used to it,
Yes.
but you don't.
Yeah.
It just keeps being amazing and crazy and weird out here. But all things considered, you performed admirably.
Thank you very much.
You did a good job, and despite how insane things got out there and how dangerous and frightening things were, you kept your head on a swivel, and that's more than a lot of folks can say.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome. So maybe I'll consider those stretches in tea a little more as time goes on.
Well, I don't think you're as broken as I originally thought you were.
One step at a time.
All right, sorry. I was just looking at this thing I was having you read. It's actually in perspective of the Admiral.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
So
I've got the cup here.
Yeah, okay.
So the
we give a report.
You get your report,
Yeah.
and you go to hand your report in at Narendra, and you come over just the captain, and you bring the pad in, and we can play out the report, but it's sort of like a little time passes, and the Admiral's like, well, that was a report, to be sure. And then she gets up, and she's looking out the window of her office. Well, there's little time to lose. I've informed Starfleet Command of the situation here in the Expanse, and they've agreed with me. The Romulans are up to something, and we're confident it's a clear and present danger to the station and to the peace between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. Klingon intelligence suggests that cloaked warbirds are pushing deeper into the Expanse. We've run out of time to either argue or confirm, so I've recalled the flotilla. General Kargan and I are putting the station on high alert. We're bringing everyone back home as soon as possible for a council of war. And this is where we would end for this month's campaign. I know it's only 3 episodes, but we're going to do something a little different because we're wrapping up our season, and I don't know when we're going to come back and do the living campaign, so surprise. Y'all didn't know this, but we're sticking around for a couple more hours, and we are going right into the next chapter of the living campaign, The Displaced. We're wrapping up the living campaign today, happening right now. So for you, the listener, you are sticking around because next week we're still going to be at Star Trek Adventures. We're probably going to get another 3 or 4 episodes out of this, baby, and go right into April. So, I don't really know how that's going to play out. I do know that we're going to have a few other people return to us for that game. So lock the doors. I'm not letting you go home yet. We record all these games at once, and here we are. I'm your GM, Justin Ecock, very excited to finally find out our answers. I know I promised we were going to find out answers in this adventure, but I promise we're going to find out the answers in the next adventure. It's the very next one. I am your GM, but I'm not alone at this table. My crew of the Horizon looking at me with scorn in their eyes because they're hungry and tired, and they didn't want to come back and do another adventure so soon. Our captain of the Horizon, wondering where all his crew has gone.
I am Conal Macbeth, better known in the nerd community as Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Tarawat, playing Captain Gavin Schofield.
And next to him, our Andorian science officer,
Neil Tavares of Neil T. Tattoos, playing Lieutenant Commander Teth Choviquil.
And our counselor, who just got here,
Erika Szabo. I am the Vulcan counselor, Tazar.
And our intrepid science officer, the Bajoran type,
I am. I am the Velvet Duke of the Dandies, and I play the Science Officer Lieutenant Commander Bolasa.
And we will be back next week, surprise, with the final adventure in the Season 1 of the Living Campaign. There's actually no more that are currently available out there, so whatever happens, it's over. So I hope it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. It's probably going to end on a cliffhanger at Star Trek. So we will find out. Come back to us next week, right here on The Terrible Warriors. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
The Terrible Warriors have new episodes out every Tuesday. We return to you next week with more Star Trek adventures. Surprise! We're wrapping up our season and we didn't really know when we'd get another chance to finish this, and we only had one more adventure to do it, so screw it. We'll be back next week with the final adventure in the first season of Modiphius' Living Campaign for Star Trek Adventures, in an adventure titled The Displaced. As I usually say at the end of these episodes, follow us on Twitter at Dice Warriors. You'll want to do that so you can find out what we're doing as we get closer to the end of our season. We only have 2 more games after Star Trek Adventures, and then a whole bunch of surprises while we figure out what comes next on the show. Be sure to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Terrible Warriors. We run monthly private games where you can join in and play a game run by one of us. This month, we're playing through Ravenloft with Mike the Birdman Dodd running the game, and I'm also running a private game of Scion, 2nd edition. Why don't you head over to our Patreon page today and hire a Terrible Warrior for your next game. Speaking of hiring a Terrible Warrior, you know, I'm also available at the Storm Crow Manor here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, for your next game. And all you have to do to find out more is head over to dmdineto.com. You get a meal, 4 hours with a DM of your choice. Star Trek Adventures is published by Modiphius Entertainment, and Assessor's Gambit was written by Jim Johnson, and your cast and crew of today's adventure, your Terrible Warriors: Conal Macbeth, Erika Szabo, Neil Tavares, Velvet Duke, and Game Master Justin Ecock. Oh, that's me. Join us next week as we continue with Star Trek Adventures and wrap up the Living Campaign. It all happens on Tuesday, right here on The Terrible Warriors.